Chapter 39, Your Own Compass. Did you know? We were driving home. The Albanians had beaten the Australians 2-0 in both matches. They'd been quicker and more strategic. Their crowd seemed to cheer louder and nobody was that surprised or angry that our teams had been defeated. And I wasn't surprised at Luca's question during the drive home. "Winifred, did you?" he asked again. The next day, there'd be articles in the newspaper about the game, one in English and one in Albanian. There'd be black and white photos, and Aiden would be in at least one. The game day pose of both teams lined up before the match, celebrating the community-led outreach. He told me later that he'd cut the articles out and stuck them in his dresser drawers, underneath his jocks and socks. And when his dad grounded him and said time and again how disappointed he was, Aiden would pull those articles out just to look at them and remember. He said they made him feel better. I did not feel better during that car ride home, though, at least not at first. "Yes," I said. We knew that Aiden had pretended to sign the slip from his mum. Luca let out a long sigh. "Aiden wanted to play," I started to say. "His dad's mean," Sam cut in. "He wasn't going to let him play for stupid reasons, because he doesn't like those people being here, and it's not fair." Luca looked at Sam in the rear-view mirror and shook his head. "You know, Bill McMillan isn't the biggest fan of what's been going on out here as it is," he said. He meant the Haven. "This move may have cost a lot more than you think." As we sailed past Portsea, Luca looked over at me, then back to the road. "You lied to me." I felt my cheeks turn red. "I'm sorry." "Your lie nearly got me into a lot of trouble," he said. "Serious trouble, Winifred." "I knew too," Sam said from the back seat, and I turned around so quickly that my seatbelt locked and nearly choked me. "Shut up," I hissed. Sam ignored me and kept going. "We all knew. Aiden wanted to play because he knows his dad is wrong about the people being here. He wanted to play to prove that he wasn't like him, and enough!" Sam and I both shut up. Luca rubbed a hand over his face and then squeezed the steering wheel so tight we could hear it squeak. "Do you know what a moral compass is?" he asked. Sam and I were quiet. "It's when a person knows deep down the difference between right and wrong, even when other people tell them otherwise. Your moral compass kind of points that way, that you know you need to go, and what you need to do in order to head in the right direction." Luca pulled into the driveway, cut the engine and turned to look between me and Sam. "Does that sound like what happened here?" he asked, and we both nodded. Luca seemed to hold me in a stare I couldn't break away from. "Then I understand, but what you did was still reckless and foolish. You should think very carefully about how far off course you'd be willing to tread, just because you think you know what's best." Sam and I didn't say anything. It was like we didn't need to. I can't say how exactly, but part of me thought Luca wasn't just talking about what we'd done in that day, in covering for Aiden to go against his dad. Or maybe it just seems so to me now, because I'm further away, looking down at the memory from high up, and I can see how all the little paths fit together to lead the way.